Premier League Round 31 is not just a round, but like a strong accelerator before the sprint of the season. When Arsenal was reaching the finish line, everything behind them was more chaotic than ever. Manchester United lost their own victory, Liverpool collapsed because of the familiar lack of stability, and Chelsea continued to slip in the crisis. In the opposite direction, names that seem to be under, such as Brighton, Everton, or Nottingham Forest, are creating extremely powerful punches to the situation. This is a round where the boundary between ambition and disappointment is only a moment apart. Come to the football matches, and the first match will be between Man United and Bournemouth. Manchester United made it difficult for themselves in the away trip against Bournemouth when they took the lead twice but still only left the field with a 2-2 draw, even had to play without people in the last stage. After the first half without a goal, the turning point came in the 61st minute when Bruno Fernandes opened the score on the penalty spot after the situation of Matheus Cunha. However, only 6 minutes later, Ryan Christie equalized for Bournemouth. Man United quickly regained the advantage thanks to James Hill's own goal, but the familiar scenario repeated when Harry Maguire fouled Evan Nielsen, received a red card, and gave his opponent a penalty for Eli Jr. Krupi to set the score 2-2. In addition to expertise, the match was highly controversial at the referee stage when United was denied a clear penalty earlier by Amad Diallo, creating a sense of inconsistency in decisions. This is also Maguire's first red card at the club level after more than 4 years, making his positive start day a nightmare. After the match, coach Michael Carrick clearly expressed his frustration. He said that both situations deserved a penalty, and only recognizing one was crazy, and admitted that the team did not take advantage of the opportunity to end the match. Chelsea continued to fall into a crisis when they lost 0-3 at Everton, a match that exposed all their problems at the moment. After a slow start, the away team collapsed in the 33rd minute when Beto took advantage of James Garner's pass to open the score. In the second half, Chelsea's passing mistake created conditions for Idrissa Gueye to steal the ball, assist Beto to complete the double, before Iliman Ndiaye ended the match with a classy shot into the corner that people called unstoppable. In addition to developments on the field, this defeat continues to show that Chelsea's defense is at an alarming level when they only kept a clean sheet in the last 1/15 matches and conceded continuously due to personal mistakes. The case of Romeo Lavia also attracted attention when this midfielder had not reached his best condition, played without feeling, and indirectly contributed to the first goal. Meanwhile, the pressure is weighing on coach Liam Rossignol when Chelsea has lost 4 consecutive matches and the risk of being thrown out of the top for the European Cup is completely real. After the match, Rossignol admitted that this was the most disappointing performance since he took over the team, emphasizing that the team scored no goals and lost control of the match. However, he still protects the students, affirming that the team does not lack effort, but the problem lies in the performance and confidence in the current difficult period. Tottenham pushed itself into a real crisis after losing 0-3 to Nottingham Forest in the reverse final of the standing group. Although the entry was not bad and created initial pressure, Spurs collapsed right before the break when Igor Jesus headed to open the score from a fixed situation. In the second half, the turning point came when Morgan Gibbs-White, who had almost joined Tottenham, scored a goal to raise the score to 2-0, before Taiwo Awoniyi set a 3-0 victory in the 88th minute. In addition to expertise, the atmosphere at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium clearly reflects the contrast. Before the match, there was a scene of thousands of fans creating an atmosphere like the final. But when the match ended, the stands gradually became empty in booing. Coach Igor Tudor's tactical decision was also questioned, especially letting Xavi Simons be a reserve, causing the team to lack the connection between the midfield and the attack line. After the match, assistant Bruno Salter admitted that Tottenham was being punished for every small mistake and did not take advantage of the opportunity, although the player still tried his best. Meanwhile, coach Vitor Pereira praised Forest's spirit and bravery when overcoming the difficult first half to win the key in the relegation race. Next are smaller matches, but have a great impact on many races taking place in the English Premier League at this time. Fulham made an impressive comeback when they defeated Burnley 3-1 at Craven Cottage, thereby continuing to raise hope to compete for a place in the European Cup. After a boring first half, the match exploded in the 60th minute when Zian Fleming opened the score for Burnley from Lyle Foster's assist. However, the turning point came very quickly when Fulham scored 2 goals in just 6 minutes. Josh King equalized with the first goal in the Premier League, before Harry Wilson raised the score to 2-1 with a familiar left-footed shot. In addition to the main development, the match also clearly reflects Burnley's fragility, especially in the defense when constantly making personal mistakes. The situation got worse when Josh Laurent received a red card at the end of the match after a foul with Raul Jimenez, thereby leading to a penalty for Jimenez to set a 3-1 victory. This victory helped Fulham rise to 8th place, while Burnley continued to sink deep in the relegation group, with a series of problems both in defense and bravery. Leeds United and Brentford created a rather faint 0-0 draw at Elland Road, but still had a lot of meaning for both in their own race. Leeds is a team with more obvious opportunities. The highlight is the long shot of Lucas Nemecha that forced Quivin Kelleher to show his ability to save early, before Ethan Ampadu and Ao Tanaka continued to try their luck from a distance, but could not beat the goalkeeper on Brentford's side. On the visiting team's side, the main striker, Igor Thiago, was almost caught dead. Only one shot did not hit the target. The highlight came at the end of the match, when Leeds pressed for a series of cornerings in extra time, but still lacked the sharpness to make a difference. This is the 4th match in a row that they have not scored, showing a big problem in the finishing stage, even though the ability to press and recover the upper line ball is still fine. This result helped Leeds temporarily close the gap with the relegation group by 4 points, while Brentford missed the opportunity to get close to the top 5 and continue the draw streak, a sign that they are stagnating at the decisive stage of the season. Sunderland created a dramatic comeback when they defeated Newcastle 2-1 right at St. James Park in the emotional North East Derby. Anthony Gordon opened the scoring very early for the home team after a defensive mistake, helping Newcastle control the match in the first half, and even almost doubled the gap when Sven Botman hit the post. However, the turning point came in the second half when Chimsdine Talby equalized from a chaotic situation, before Brian Brobby became a hero with a goal in the 99th minute, determining victory for Sunderland. In addition to expertise, the match was also interrupted due to a discrimination incident from the stands, forcing the referee to pause the match for handling. The atmosphere before the match was extremely enthusiastic, with the spectacular tifo performance of Newcastle fans, but the end was silence and disappointment when the home team lost the victory. This victory helped Sunderland complete their first double derby against Newcastle in more than a decade, while securing the relegation, while Newcastle continued to decline, and the dream of returning to Europe is increasingly far away. Aston Villa won a convincing 2-0 victory over West Ham at Villa Park, thereby reviving the hope of competing in the top 5 and participating in the Champions League. The home team took the initiative and soon scored the opening goal in the 15th minute when John McGinn scored a beautiful goal from outside the penalty area after a free kick with Jadon Sancho. Villa continued to overwhelm in the first half with a series of chances, but could not increase the gap. In the second half, Ollie Watkins ended a streak of 6 matches with a goal in the 68th minute, setting the score 2-0. In addition to the main development, the match also attracted attention with the situation that VAR canceled the penalty for Villa after the collision between Watkins and Mavropanos. This is also a match that marks McGinn's important comeback after injury, helping Villa regain pace and better control of the midfield. Meanwhile, West Ham continues to disappoint with the lack of offensive ideas, especially in the absence of Crescencio Somerville. This victory helped Aston Villa rise to the top 4, while West Ham is still in the relegation group with many unsolved problems. The Premier League top scorer race this season is still the story of Erling Haaland alone. With 22 goals and 7 assists, Man City's striker not only leads, but also creates a fairly safe distance compared to the rest. Right behind is Igor Thiago with 19 goals, a name that caused a big surprise when he became Brentford's top scorer. The chasing group is extremely crowded and unpredictable. The one who really stands out is Antoine Semenyo with 15 goals, while João Pedro and Danny Welbeck have 14 and 12 goals respectively, showing the dispersion of firepower in many teams. Notably, Hugo Ekitike and Victor Gyökeres both have 11 goals. There is still a chance to break up if they maintain their form. However, if there is no big fluctuation, this race will most likely still be Haaland's own stage, who is turning scoring into a habit that is too normal. The Premier League ranking is now reflecting an extremely stratified season, but still full of fluctuations in the back group. Arsenal is almost alone with 70 points after 31 matches, creating a very safe distance compared to Manchester City behind when Pep's team has only 61 points and has less than 1 match. In this round, 2 teams will play in the EFL Cup final, so nothing will change. At the back, Manchester United temporarily holds the 3rd place with 55 points after the draw against Bournemouth. But the gap with Aston Villa is very fragile when Villa already has 54 points and is closely following the victory over West Ham. Next is the really hot area, because from the 3rd to the 7th place, it is only encapsulated in about 9 points. Liverpool and Chelsea ranked behind with 49 and 48 points, respectively, while Brentford and Everton were not left too far behind. It is worth noting that the group in the middle of the table is compressing extremely tightly. From Fulham, Brighton to Sunderland and Newcastle are only a few points apart, creating a multi-tiered race. We can see that it only takes 1 to 2 wins to jump 3 to 4 levels. It is this narrowness that makes the top 5 battle and European tickets tense until the last rounds of the season. In the lower half of the rankings, the battle to stay in the league is taking place in the true sense of serving every point. Leeds temporarily ranks 15th with 33 points, creating a fragile gap of 4 points from the group holding the red light. But the unstable performance makes them unable to rest assured. Right below, Nottingham Forest, with 32 points, has just had an important boost, while Tottenham fell to 17th place with only 30 points, which is only 1 point away from the relegation zone, an extremely dangerous prospect for a big team. West Ham is currently ranked 18th with 29 points, officially in the relegation group, and is paying the price for prolonged instability. Burnley was almost pulled to the bottom with 20 points, while Wolves is even worse, with only 17 points after 31 matches. It is worth noting that the gap between the 15th and 18th positions is only 4 points, which means that it only takes 1 round and the whole situation can be turned upside down. This is the period when psychological pressure, bravery, and the ability to seize opportunities will decide who will stay and who has to leave the Premier League. The typical squad of the 31st round reflects the right balance between familiar stars and unexpected bright spots. On the attack, Danny Welbeck and Beto are the 2 most prominent names, in which Beto even achieved the highest score in the round, thanks to his explosive performance against Chelsea. Right behind is the attacking trio, Iliman Ndiaye in the left corridor. In the central midfield position is Bruno Fernandes. Behind Bruno's back is an Idrissa Gueye, who brings certainty. And Josh King is a remarkable discovery with an energetic performance that will be arranged in the right wing corridor. The defense is the place where many stable players such as Nico Williams, Jaka Bijot, Ethan Pinnock, and Timothy Castagna gather. In the wooden frame, Matt Sells is a reliable latch. Overall, this is a squad that shows that this season's Premier League not only revolves around the big guys, but also the stage of many individuals who are booming. After all, Round 31 shows that the Premier League this season is not the story of the championship race alone, but a maze where all goals are still open. From the top 5 battle as tight as a string to the rank race suffocating every point, everything can be reversed after just 1 round. Small mistakes are punished immediately, and moments of personal shine can determine the whole season. As the remaining journey gets shorter and shorter, what decides is no longer tactics, but bravery. And obviously, the Premier League is now entering a period where only the bravest teams have the right to dream.